So when I was in 4th grade I would cuss a lot, like a lot man, so I didn't like this one girl in my class because she talked shit on me saying all kinds of stuff. I tried to ignore it as much as possible. Then one day someone in my group passed me a note saying what's up with me and her. I wrote back and holy shit dude, I said a shit ton of bad words and other things. And this whole note passing lasted about 3 days, and then while I was writing another one my teacher suddenly came in front of me. I was like fuck, and so passing time she found all the notes exchanged and I was sent to the principal's office and got yelled at, which I didn't really care cause I meant everything I said in the notes. I got a week's detention and also had to stay in the library while everyone in the whole school got to go to the big talent show, which I could care less about. LMAO, those talent shows fucking sucked. Also I was so cool with the librarian so we just talked the whole time. But yeah, this is the time I got in the most trouble I got in. Oh yeah, about the girl who hated me, she ended up being a dropout and she has a
When I was about 10 years old, I started walking home from elementary school, and all the kids started to get phones, and I wanted one. One day I ran home to my mom, and I told her I was almost kidnapped by this guy, so she called the police. And I had to describe him, and the car and everything, and it was even on the news, but even to this day, nobody knows I faked it all just for a phone. LOL, I got one a few months after. Chilly anyways, thank you for your confession. Also, why the fuck does Siri sound so elegant?
When I was in year 7, me and my friend were in the toilets together on our phones, but then older years came in and we didn't want to walk out together because it would look like we were lesbians, lol. Anyway, I then desperately needed a shit, but there was no time for her to get out, so I said turn around and close your eyes, and I took a huge dump, but when it was coming out I farted so loudly, and then my friend was laughing so hard and it made me giggle, but when I laughed I farted consistently, and all the older years heard, and my friend was just crying with laughter whilst I wanted to crawl into a hole and die. So anyway, the older years started crowding round my cubicle and I was shit scared. Long story short, we were a bit late to lesson because they wouldn't leave until they knew who was in there.
This better be anonymous BC, I'm not kidding. When I was like 14 I was staying at my grandma's house in Florida for holiday and I saw a cute guy on the beach and we made eye contact for a while. I thought I wouldn't see him again, but then I saw him that night at our pool barbecue that only the gated community is allowed to attend, so I changed into my bikini and jumped into the water, but he didn't, and so I went into the indoor section of the pool and just sat on my phone waiting, and it was like an hour later at like 9 p.m. he just walked slowly into the pool next to me and there weren't any people left. We started making out for a while and then he told me that he wanted the infamous Gaga 3000 and I didn't really want to, but he was hot, so fuck it, I tried to, but we were in the pool still, so like I literally drowned anyways. He tried to get out to have sex but he tripped and his shongalong got cut on the pavement. Ben, if you're watching this, your shong was so red it looked like raw steak.
When I was younger I used to have nits, like I used to have loads of them, and I swear to God there was more nits in my head than people in China. Anyway, I used to pick them off of my head and place them on the table and watch them have sex and fight each other. I felt like God looking down on my people. I used to murder them once they got boring.
This story is really sad. Here it goes. I have always been interested in true crime and gory things, but I wasn't ready for what I saw in 7th grade. I was on the way home from practice when I saw this little red sports car speeding down the street. Now I kinda blocked out exactly what happened next, but the car somehow flipped over and the guy ended up getting decapitated. I was in shock. His scream sent chills through my whole body. It all happened so fast but so slow. As I was passing by, my eyes locked with his. He looked just like this kid at my school, only like 10 years older. I was so traumatized I had to go to counseling for years after. But the story only gets crazier. 3 years later, my best friend started to date the boy who the decapitated dude looked like. Let's call him Chris. So my best friend and Chris started dating freshman year of high school and even went to college with each other. But one day when they were both sophomores in college, Chris was in a freak accident and got decapitated almost the same way the dude did. So in middle school I was always a person who would eat anything. My classmates and friends soon found out about this in the last semester of 6th grade. For some reason the really rich kid, let's call him Oscar, was daring me to eat things for money. By the beginning of 7th grade I had eaten crayons, pen ink, fabric, a wire, pencil lead, and a whole lot of other bahunky shit. I had made at least $100 off Oscar. We started hanging out a lot and became good friends. One day his parents said they were sending him to a private school. He had one last eating request. Oscar said he was gonna tell me after school. That day I met him where he wanted to meet me in the back parking lot of the school. He handed me $20 and said, "My last request for you to eat is," and then he whipped out his schlong. I got a bit frightened at first, but hey, $20 is $20, and so I gave Oscar that gawk 3000. Nobody knows to this day. Thank you for your submission. I made an Instagram for you guys to message me stories. It's in my bio.
Okay, bad bleep. So basically there was this guy that really liked me. I liked him back, but for some reason I didn't know what I wanted and was really rude to him. I would leave him on read all the time and stuff, but he still liked me for some reason, and I would go over to his house all the time. Keep in mind he was really hot, so lots of girls liked him. One of the girls told him she liked him and he was like, "Oh sorry, I like Emma." This bitch made a group chat with all of the girls that liked him and added me. They started bullying the shit out of me. I was at his house when this happened, so he was reading the texts with me. He got really mad at all of the men. We decided to get revenge.
One day I got up out of bed and I felt this sharp pain in my leg, and I thought nothing of it and just rode my bike to school. When I was at school it became worse and worse and worse, and that day I had gymnastics, so I changed and went to that class and it became worse. I looked at my leg and my whole leg was fucking swollen and blue. I called my mom to come and pick me up because the pain became so bad to the point where I couldn't walk, or in that case ride my bike home. So I called her and she said I shouldn't be so dramatic and to return to class. I still don't remember how I came home that day, but child, anyways, yay, the pain still became worse. So when I did come home I asked my mom to take me to the doctors, but she said I was just asking for attention, so I just went to bed. And the next day I was still in pain and I thought my leg was falling off, and after a whole day of begging my mom, she finally agreed to take me to the doctors, and he said I had fucking.
In 4th grade I used to have this toxic friend who would always treat me like shit and would always manipulate me, and when I found out she liked the same guy as me and my other friend made a plan to tell him she liked him. So after so many attempts we finally did it, and he told her he didn't like her back, and she was so mad at me, but her pussy dumb fucking ass didn't do anything. Smirking cat face. Thumbs up. Sparkles. Nail polish being applied to fingers.
So I have this music teacher and he's male and has been my teacher for 4 years. In 2012. He went to jail for a month because he was accused of touching girls at school, but he was released because he wasn't found guilty. Everyone says that he is innocent, but every time he marks girls' assignments, first he looks at the girls' biddies and curves, then he marks them with the maximum grade they can get. He even looks more insistent when a girl has a black bra underneath a white t-shirt, or when a girl is dressed in leggings. But when he marks the boys' assessments, he gives them a lower grade also. We have a school choir and guess what? There are only girls there. OMG, I think he's a.
I remember for my 18th birthday I made plans with this one guy that I was talking to, and we were planning to go to the movies after I had gotten off work at 7:30. 30 minutes before I got off, he canceled on me last minute so he could hang out with his bros, and I was super upset and didn't know what to do. The day before I had followed one of his homies on Instagram and he DM'd me and asked for my Snapchat. After the guy I was supposed to hang out with canceled on me, I posted on my story and asked who wanted to go see a movie since I wasn't going with anyone anymore, and within 2 minutes of posting that, his homie swiped up and asked for the address. I gave it to him and he pulled up looking fine as fuck, like I kid you not. He was 6'3", brown skin, curly hair, and his style was immaculate. He walked up and gave me a hug and his cologne hit me so hard. His voice was so sexy.
In year 6 I had a really strict teacher and he always hated me and my best friend because we always talked in lessons. Anyway, I went to ask him something and I accidentally called him daddy and my face got really red and that made things between us even more awkward. Then later that day I was at break doing limbo with my friends and he waddled past behind me as I done the loudest burp ever, and I haven't talked to him since. So this story is kinda boring, but when I was in 3rd grade I saw on YouTube that if you got some hand sanitizer and take a big whiff of it, it would make you feel like you were high. I did that and a bunch of people in my class did it too. The other third grade classes started doing it too. The teachers found out and were asking who did it. They did not suspect me cause I was a good kid. My bestie said she started it and my ugly big fat ass oompa loompa stank bitch ass teacher told the principal. She got suspended for that.
One day, my best friend and I were walking home from school and we saw a cute boy and started laughing super loud to get his attention. Then he turns back and we call him over and we asked for his snap, not knowing he was on FaceTime with his girlfriend. Then as soon as we say that, she starts yelling, "Who the fuck are those bitches?" and we start arguing with her. And me and my best friend were laughing and the cute boy was laughing too because it was so awkward because she didn't let him leave. She kept wanting to talk to us because she was mad. Then she asks us to meet with her at the park and me and my best friend were ready because she kept talking shit for no reason. We didn't even do nothing to her. So then we set up a time while the cute boy was just there laughing and confused, and me and my best friend were getting ready because we assumed she.
When I was 12, my 5 friend and one went out for breakfast and we badly wanted to get drunk for the first time, so this stupid bitch suggested we take an hour bus to her house cause she had whiskey. Before you know it, we demolished 3 bottles of whiskey and started to vomit all over the house and each other. We all had to shower together and our drunk asses put photos on our Snapchat stories of us in the shower together. We ended up passing out naked on the bathroom floor and my dumb ass forgot I had my older sister on Snap who told our fucking parents and they all drove an hour to get us. When they got to my friend's house they all saw us passed butt naked on the bathroom floor. By this time